Hey guys, it's Melanie, and as I promised in my candle haul yesterday, today I'm going to be giving you guys a review of the Nest Velvet Pear candle. So I picked this up recently when Nest was having a 25% off sale on their website. The sale is no longer happening. You can find Nest candles at, obviously on the Nest website. You can find some of them on Sephora online. You can also find them at Nordstrom. So I will link this candle down below in a couple of different places. If you'd like to go read up a little bit more about it, you can find the locations down below in the description box where you can reference that. So I chose this candle to review first because it's honestly the one that I am the most kind of conflicted about, because there are parts of this candle that I actually really like, and there are parts of it that I don't, and I don't really understand why these particular things would be included in this scent. But anyway, so I will talk about the performance as well, because this one has been performing super flawlessly, really well. My Nest candles normally do. Honestly, I think that the better format for me is this 8.1 ounce size versus the 3-wick. The 3-wicks take a lot longer to pull out, and honestly, by the time that they get about 3/4 of the way down, it is almost impossible to still smell the scent that you are burning. At least that was my experience with the holiday candle this last year. So I think that this particular format right here, which is just the $42 8.1 ounce size, is perfection. So this is what I'm going to be purchasing going forward from Nest. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab the box real quick so I can give you guys the fragrance description. So we'll start with the fragrance description and then go into performance. So Velvet Anjou pear and crisp apple are blended with crushed lemon leaves and hints of peony infused with white musk and amber. Okay, so when I first read the description online, I was immediately drawn to this particular candle because I really like pear scents. I think that they are very unique, and not a lot of companies do pears, at least pear scented candles. I see a lot of apple candles, especially around the fall time, but it's rare that you see something where pear is kind of the main focus. So I was excited to try it for that reason. And also my friend Brett over at Philly Candleman, he had actually smelled this in person and said that it was a very smooth scent, and he actually thought that I would really like it. And when I first smelled it, my immediate reaction was, I don't like this. But once I've burned, this is my 4th burn here. Once I've burned it a time or two, I do actually like it. At first I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I want to return this. But I do actually like it now, but I don't love it. And here's the reason why. You definitely get an Anjou pear note. It is very crisp. This is not a sweet candle at all. So if you are expecting like a bakery sweetness from this, you are not going to get it. The crisp apple is definitely in here as well. Now that is a slightly like sweeter apple scent, like almost like a honey crisp, I would say. But again, this is not a sweet candle. Very fresh honey crisp, very fresh Anjou pear. Almost like the pear isn't totally ripe yet. There's almost this like greenness that comes through with the pear. In terms of lemon leaves, I don't really get anything lemon leaf related. I do think that there is a slight floral in this, and it could certainly be peony. But the part that really threw this off for me was the white musk, which for some reason my nose picks up this musk note like crazy. To the point where I was like, why why is this in here? I don't want to smell pear and musk. It's just a weird combination. I'm going to go ahead and put the box back down. It was a very strange combination for me, and I just didn't like it at first. The amber is not as pronounced. It sort of kind of lingers in the background, and it's a very classic amber scent. Very kind of like romantic and like deep amber. But it's that white musk that really jumps out at me, and if I had my way, I would have totally left that white musk note out of this candle, and I think it would have been beautiful. I think even the amber with the Anjou pear would have made a little bit more sense to me than putting the white musk in there. But now, like I said, that I've burned it for a little while, it has started to grow on me a little bit more. That being said, though, if I could reformulate, I would take that part out, and I think it would be an amazing scent. I think there are going to be people out there who really like this. It is very unique. It is very pretty, and I would also say that it's a very feminine scent. That white musk really is that kind of soft, feminine muskiness that you find sometimes in women's perfumes. I would say that this fragrance is kind of borderline perfumey, but with the like 2 added fruits in there, that apple note, that pear note, it does take it away from being an exclusively perfumey type scent. It's really interesting, you guys. I would say if you ever have a chance to pick this up and sniff it at a Nordstrom, or if you happen to have a boutique near you and you're able to go sniff this out, I think it's really worth picking up and seeing what your thoughts are on it, because it's very interesting and it's very, very different. I don't think that I've ever had a candle quite like this one. I'm not going to personally repurchase this, but I will enjoy the rest of it. I think it's kind of a nice springtime candle. And it is, like I said, a little, well, not a little bit, it is very feminine. So I think I will like it. What I'm actually thinking about doing is plopping this into my master bath, because it just seems like a good candle to light when I'm like getting ready for a date night or something, and I want something, kind of girly smelling. So I could also see myself possibly putting this in a guest room. I think it would be lovely in there. Let's talk about the performance. So I will say, again, this particular format here of the 8-ounce candle really is my favorite. I think when it comes to Nest, they pack a lot of punch. They are obviously a single wick, and the wax blend that is in here, let me see if they say, I want to say it's some kind of a soy mix. Does she say anywhere on the candle? Please remove, burn for 3 to 4 hours at a time. No. I do believe it's a soy blend. It's a softer wax for sure. When you rub your fingers across the top of the candle, there is definitely like a very slick, waxy feel to it. I don't think there's any paraffin in here. Maybe it's like a coconut soy wax blend. I do trim the wicks. There is a mushroom top that forms on this, and today I actually did not trim it before lighting it, and I do see just a little bit of smoke coming off of it. So I think I'm actually going to be trimming the wick just a little bit shorter after I'm done with this video, and then I will go ahead and relight it. With the Nest candles, for the first burn, I do not trim the wicks, but subsequent burns, I actually trim the wicks fairly short, because you will get little puffs of smoke that come up periodically. I wouldn't consider this a soot producer though. I certainly don't notice any soot around the sides of my jars. If I keep the wicks trimmed, if I let them go, I do notice it. But if you stay on top of it, they're usually okay. there is a residue that is left on the side of the jar. It's not one of those candles that burns very cleanly down, you know, like especially with the like paraffin candles, if you let them pool out completely, normally there is no residue that follows the wax down. It's just, you can almost, it's like perfectly clear glass a lot of times. But this one, you will see that kind of waxy residue on the sides. The first burn always takes me about 4 hours to pool out completely. So for the first one, give yourself some time. For subsequent burns, I can usually get away with lighting them for about 2.5 to 3 hours and they'll pool out completely. They will tunnel if you don't let them pool out, so do not light this unless you have some time. They do well in hurricanes if you kind of need to hold in the heat a little bit better, but I think they're just so pretty to set out on their own. So the only thing that I wish Laura would do, and I feel like this is kind of tricky of her, but when you order the candles, they do come with this plastic lid here. So she does sell a lid that you can put on these candles, but I want to say it's like $10 on her website or something. I wish that she would just put these candles out with lids like Harry does, like Bath and Body Works does, really like almost every other like major candle company does. I just feel like for the price point of $42, this should come with a lid. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints. I have certainly made multiple purchases from Nest now, and I really enjoy the brand overall. They are more expensive. They are going to be a splurge-worthy candle for a lot of people, but you can find them on sale. Obviously, sign up on the Nest website to be notified of any of their sales. Also, Sephora, when their 15 and 20% sales come around, oftentimes I will pick up a candle during one of those sales. And yeah, so you can get them on discount. And I think when Nordstrom has their semi-annual sale, that they might include the Nest stuff. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Anjou or Velvet Pear scent from Nest here. I'll just bring this in one more time here. I think it's nice. It's, again, not going to be a repurchase for me, but if you like pear scents, I think this one is worth giving a try, especially if you are okay with that kind of musky note that is in there. So, all right, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Please subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.